Hi, everyone. First off, thank you for speaking with Queen Bee Latina today. So my first question is for the both of you. Hopefully unbiased. Were you Team Hunter or Marcus? I feel like this feud between the two guys was kind of like the Netflix equivalent to like Team Edward versus Jacob.
That's true. That's
It
true.
is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be nice and say Team Felix, Team
That's very sweet.
Marcus. Just because I mean that first connection is everything, and it was just so iconic and spectacular. So I'm Team Marcus.
I wish I could be unbiased in this, but I just can't. It's it's my character. I'm Team Marcus. But Hunter's very sweet.
Not bad.
No,
I'm
Hunter's
Team
very
Hunter.
sweet.
I'm Team Hunter.
Well, thank you guys for your honesty.
Next question is for Donna.
Hi. First, what a ride. Season 2 is amazing. I
Thank
loved
you
it.
so much.
Thank you.
For if there was a next season, where would you like to see each? So this is for both of you. Where would you like to each see your characters go, based on how this ending was?
I think for Max, her life kind of always revolves around her current crush. I'd really love for her to take a break from that and learn who she is on her own and be an individual and kind of take all that love she would give to someone else and give it to herself, because that is important and I want everyone to be able to do that. So that's where I would want her to go.
Absolutely. I think, season 2, we see a lot of growth with a lot of characters. We see them go through ups and downs. And what I would love for Marcus is for him to find some stability in himself and in the world around him. I would love him to like grow and kind of be comfortable and kind to himself, which I think is quite hard for a lot of people to do. So I'd love to see that.
Self-love, baby.
Yeah.
That's right. Awesome. Thank you both.
Next question is for Amanda.
Hi, thank you so much for taking the time out to chat with us. I'm Amanda from Guide for Geek Moms, and my first question is for Felix.
Yes.
So this season, it delved more into, Marcus's character and more the struggles of depression and everything he's dealing with, and particularly what episode 8. Well, we first got like a little surprise narrative from you, which was nice, but it was also a particularly hard, episode to watch as he sinks more into that depression. And I was just wondering how it was for you, how that journey was to get into that mindset.
It was it's such a fun challenge to kind of relate to and go as deep as I could with it. I think it's really important to kind of show young men that it's okay to struggle, and I think it's hopefully reflected truthfully and people can see it and feel validated. It was certainly validating for me to evaluate all of those things and look at how I was when I was 15, how angry I was, how upset I was, and to kind of go back to that 15-year-old self, talk to that little boy and kind of like figure out what makes him tick and hopefully take that experience and show it truthfully on screen. It's a challenge, and it's certainly hard to be going that deep, and your body doesn't really know the difference when you're going through that on screen. I think it's important to like go home and wash it off, find a way to compartmentalize, but that's hard. It's always a challenge. So I was just really honored that they gave Marcus that storyline and kind of showed how he ticks inside.
Yes, thank you. I mean, it was an emotional journey. I had lots of tissue, so thanks.
Next question is for Clarissa.
All right. So what was the most challenging thing about bringing the script to life?
Ooh, I actually have a good answer for this. You know what? Something that's very hard is when you don't agree with your character's actions. And I definitely had a lot of that this season. I understand Max's anger. I am not a fan of how she chooses to handle it and how she chooses to deal with it. So that was kind of tricky. But at the end of the day, I love her so much. There's no one on this earth who loves her more than me. And I'm very protective of her. And again, it was just like really fun to see a different side of her and learn about that as I went. So that was the trickiest, but also fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah. I think the most challenging things are always the most rewarding because it means there's an element of risk and there's an element of like doing something that leaves you quite vulnerable. So similarly for me, like doing those scenes and getting a bit deeper with emotion is always challenging and hard. But it always is, it's the most rewarding when you get to see it reflected back on screen, and hopefully audiences see that too.
We definitely did see that. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Next question is for Cami.
Hi, Felix. Hi, Sarah. I'm Kami. I write for the mamadiaries.com. So I absolutely love Ginny and Georgia. I actually watch it with my mom. So yeah, it's better than watching it with my kids. So I don't know how she feels about that. But so when I reviewed season 1, that is one of my most popular posts that I've ever written. So I know that, it was like #1 on Netflix and it was just huge. So how does it feel to be part of something so big?
It's an honor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the biggest honor possible. I think shooting season 1, we all kind of felt how special it was. And everyone was so passionate about their characters and about the show, and the crew even, like, just visually, like, everyone was just so excited about it. And I think that kind of shines through. And I think that's a big part of the reason why a lot of people connected to it. Because it's just fun and it's important, and it talks about really hard things, but does it in a very palatable way. But yeah, being part of something like that is just so special, and getting to play characters that audiences relate to and love is a huge honor.
Yeah, and I think to jump off that, like, because the first season was received so well and it resonated with so many people, I find, like, going into season 2, I found everyone was like dialed at 110% to really give it their all. I mean, everyone, the actors, the writers, the crew, wanted to do the best job possible because season 1 resonated so much, and it shone through. Even just watching it, I was like, everyone is going for it, and it's like, it's a joy to watch. It's like, I love it.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Donna.
So my next question kind of piggybacks off of what you were saying when you were responding to Clarissa about challenges and how sometimes your character would do something that you were like, wait, no. So I guess that's my question is, what were you doing when you were reading it? You're like, wait, this is not what I want you to do, Max or Marcus or anyone. What are your favorite ones that stand out?
I mean, for Max, really the first half of the season, I'm like, girl, get a grip. But again, like, I understand it. And so it's fun to, like, get into that headspace. But definitely the hardest things for me was seeing Max be upset with her friends and her anger at her friends. I mean, it's, in my opinion, warranted, but she's pretty vicious. This little 15-year-old is vicious. So that was definitely the hardest, reading those scripts and knowing I was going to have to look at people that I love and treat them poorly. That's never fun.
That's what I love about the show is that these characters are flawed. They're not perfect people. And so you read it and you kind of go, why are you, especially Marcus, in that he doesn't know how to deal with any situation appropriately. You read it and you go, come on, dude. But that's what's so important and exciting, is that these characters are real. They're real people who don't make the best choices, and the challenge is to bring that to screen with responsibility and honesty.
You both do a fantastic job. You're endearing, so that's a word that I would use with that. Thank you
so much.
Next question is Amanda.
Hello again. Well, this time my question is for Sarah.
Yay!
So, like we were talking about, the show has so many, hard topics of depression and self-harm and even murder, right? But your character is such a bright light through it all. I mean, even the first half of season 2, I loved her. I'm Team Max.
Yay!
So.
Oh my God, thank God. Well, you might be the only ones. We shall see.
So was it like playing, such a humorous character with all these kind of, undertones, darker undertones? Yeah.
I would say playing Max has been one of the greatest honors of my life. I can't emphasize that enough. I don't take this role lightly, and I am very proud of it. And yeah, getting to play that fun, light energy against some really dark topics is also very important. I think one of my favorite things that our show does is it balances the light moments with the dark moments very well. I think it's very true to life because I've been in sad situations and giggled, and I've been in happy situations and then been hit with like sadness. And so I think all those emotions kind of walk hand in hand. And I love that our show tackles that. I also just think it's really nice to be able to laugh and smile on a set and get people giggling. Like one of my favorite things is like if we're filming something and I see someone's shoulders shake in the back because I know they're laughing, it makes me so happy. So yeah, it's just the biggest honor. I love Max.
I do too. And her voices and all that she does. Go Team Max.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Back to Clarissa.
So I know the show actually shot in Canada. What was that like?
Well, no one can handle our Canadian winters. That is what I love.
I don't know why people live that far north.
Yeah, something.
It's so cold. It's so brutal.
Deb was like, my fingers are blue. Why the hell do you live here? I remember it was December and it was 10 degrees. I don't know what that is in for Fahrenheit for all of you guys, but everyone was like, it's freezing. And I was like, just wait till we get to February. Like, you guys are gonna lose your minds.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of people taking care of us. We had blankets, we had jackets. Everyone really brought it. So
Absolutely.
it was fun. I mean, I live there, so I can say that. But
Yeah. I mean, Toronto is such a beautiful city. Like, it's so nice to be able to come back and explore. There's so many good food spots. It's such a vibrant and multicultural place. I love returning to Toronto. On top of the fact that we were coming back and seeing all our old friends and getting to revisit all these characters that we love. It's just it's a really joyous experience.
That's so funny. I go to UC Berkeley and it's like 50 degrees outside and I'm like dying because I'm so used to SoCal weather. So I feel you guys 100%.
For sure. I'm spoiled here. And then I go to Toronto. I'm like, it's too cold. I can't. I don't like it.
Funny.
Well, you did a great job.
Back to Cammie.
So you guys, you work with it seems like such a really fun cast. There's so many of you. And I was just wondering if you are ever able to do, I'm sure you do, but are there something fun you guys do when you're not working? Some like offset moments that you could share with us? Oh, you guys both looked at each other kind of like.
Yeah. Well, the hard thing is season 2, we were shooting through COVID, so we weren't able to get together as much as season 1. But we did find moments here and there to
some parties.
Yeah.
And then, but season 1, we were big on karaoke. So everyone got together and had some great karaoke moments. So fingers crossed season 3, we'll do some more karaoke.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Donna.
Karaoke. That's awesome. I was going to ask you what songs you most liked, but that's probably not movie related. So sometimes, when you're filming, you might have like a really strong feeling for where your characters should go and what's something that they should do. And did either of you have input enough on either of your roles where something was changed as a result of your feelings about what your character would or wouldn't do and like a change in the script?
For me, not at all. I mean, the storyline is squarely in the hands of Deb and Sarah, and I trust them completely and implicitly that they have had things mapped out, and they're so smart with where they put every character and give everyone kind of an arc to kind of live through. So for me, it was just trusting and loving the writing that came before us every month.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think if anything, if you were curious about why your character was making a certain decision, like I did that and I went to Deb and was like, why is she being so mean? And Deb was like, she's hurt. She's so hurt. And that's kind of what informed all of it. And they're always there to listen. They're always there to help. They love the show so much. And, hearing them talk about it and light up about it is a real gift to have people that passionate working with you and leading you. So they're wonderful. And yeah,
Definitely.
we trust our writers like 1,000%.
Awesome. Thank you.
Next question is for Amanda.
So this one is for either of you. If you could share I like to hear any like fun fact or behind the scene fun fact or blooper that you can share with us today.
I have a blooper,
Say it.
but
Oh, I can't wait.
I don't want to put Antonia under the. There's a scene where Antonia climbs through my Marcus's window, and the only reason I can say this is because there's been so many moments where I have to climb through her window. I'm not a limber man. I can't climb through windows very well, and it's a very small thing that I have to get through. So she watches. If you watch, it's never really. They don't hold on me climbing through the window that often because I'm trying to like get through it. So it was really validating for me this season when Tony had to climb through my window, and she went through and did like a parkour, tripped, but like saved it with a forward roll and just like kind of popped up. It was amazing and really validating for me.
Oh my God, I just thought of one for me. Yay. I had one where we were like passing the bong around. And I tried to take a hit and I like drooled. It was like so disgusting. And Mason was next to me like, ew. It was so funny.
That.
You know, I wish that wasn't like on my coverage, but it so was. So I'm really glad
Out there somewhere.
they didn't put that in because that would have been
It would have
embarrassing.
been funny.
Well, thank you. Now I want to see a blooper reel.
Yeah,
I
so
hope they do.
fingers
hope they do.
crossed. There's a lot of them.
Alrighty, next question, Clarissa.
All right. So out of curiosity, who in the cast is most like their character?
That's a great question. I wish I had a. What do you think?
Jen,
Jen is similar.
actually, I changed my mind. Colton.
Colton,
Colton
100%.
is his character. He's so goofy.
And
he's
so sweet and so funny as well.
Retriever
Yeah.
energy. I
Absolutely.
love him.
I'd say Colton as well.
Yeah, he's like cracking us up all the time.
Awesome. Thank you.
And our last question is going to be for Cami.
So do you guys have any takeaways or messages that you're hoping for your audience to walk away from when watching this?
I think, similarly to season 1, I just hope audiences feel seen. I hope they feel heard. I hope, they see themselves reflected on screen in a dramatic or interesting way. That really is the goal. It's just to reflect people's experiences truthfully and honestly with a lot of drama and with a lot of excitement. So I just hope people take that away from when they watch.
Couldn't have said it better.
I'm sure you could have.
No.
All right, guys, thank you so much. And if you go ahead and check your emails, you've been sent the link for Roundtable and BJR1. So you guys can go ahead and head there, say your goodbyes and exit the Zoom. Thank you.
Thanks,
so much.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.